Greetings, everyone, and welcome again to Roots 40 Plus. I am privileged to be speaking to legend and former Iphi N'tombi member, former artistic director of Utingo Dance Company and Amabuto a cappella. I am speaking with Elliot Ngubane. Welcome, Elliot.
Welcome. Thanks to my sister.
Yeah, speaking all the way from South Africa. So I feel privileged that you are able to give us this interview. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Before we lose connection, I want to go straight in to the first question, which is, how did you become involved in dance?
I have to start from, as a person, I grew up in the village. I'm not a city man. You know, I was born in the village where in Zululand, our culture is called Ugwelusa. Ugwelusa, it means it's a study as a boy. There's a study for the girls, but there's a manhood, boyhood. You know, when you grow up, you have to be doing everything and learn everything, such as agriculture, look after the cows, look after, you are in the mountains full time, in the morning until 6 o'clock. You are not coming back home. So what you eat there is up to you. You have to looking for food for yourself. So it's like a training. It's called Welusa. So really, I can call it in English, is to get skills in Zulu, in everything. History, everything. But after 6, we are indoors, and then you are taught now the history by the grandmothers. It's their duty to tell you the history, you know. So from there, really, it means you are prepared about now to go to the manhood after that. After 21, now you can do a lot of things. You can go to the wars, you can do all those things. So I done all that. And when moved to Johannesburg for the first time in township, which I find so many people who are come from my village. So we got some other homes, you know, in Soweto, which my family, you know, my mother's sisters, my mother's brothers, they are in there. So when I arrive in town, I arrive to them, you know, and really starting now. The thing which I never done in my life in South Africa is to work for the white man. I never done that in my life. I'm a survivor, I can tell. So I started now, and then everybody was giving me pressure. So said, you know, we got a job for you. I said, no, I don't want to go to work, because I was very scared for the white men. I was very scared for the white people. You know, the apartheid time, it was hard for us. You know, because when you hear our fathers telling us what the white men do to you, firstly, you think about, I don't want to meet that person. You know what I mean? So
you were scared.
I was very scared. But in the end, I realized that I have to survive. I'm in town. How I'm going to survive? I started to now create a shipping, and I have a shipping and selling booze. And then, so I started the local, you know, we call local black people, and then Sunday I've got the people from the village. So because
we used to have them here too. Yeah. We used to call them blues here.
Yeah, blues, exactly. So, but on Sunday I've got the village people only, not mixing with the town people, because I wanted to communicate with them and to keep my culture. And then we dance, you know, we have all that. So one of the people who was drinking in my shipping, he said, Elliot, you know, my real name is called Zweli Banzi. It means the world is wide. Zweli Banzi. Yeah. And he said, Zweli, you know, Zweli, you're a good dancer, you know. You know, there's an audition. I said, what this audition means? He said, you show the white man how you dance, and then he'll give you the job. I said, what job? Just a job of dancing. He said, yeah. I said, wow. Can you take me there? But
Yeah.
you know, the man who took me there, he was a politician. He wanted
Right.
to dance as well, so he can escape from South Africa. So it's a very good story.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, I
yeah.
should write a book. I
So
should
he
write a
wa-
book about
it's
it.
true.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me. You
Right.
know, but he was making me a bridge of going to
Right.
overseas.
So he could get
But
out.
he
Yeah.
didn't tell me. He told me later. And then
Mm.
when now I have a job. So I went to audition. When I get to the theater, it's called Brook Theater. And I went to the theater with him, and he was interpreting everything for me. He said, this is a Zulu, because the producer was looking for the proper Zulu, because most of the people who were there, the old township guys, you know, and
Right.
girls.
Right.
And he have me now. And the producer said, wow, that's what I was looking for, because the Zulus, he couldn't get no Zulus
Right.
for dancing for job, as a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's Zulus, they just do things for fun, not for jobs, for
That's
earning
right.
money. Everybody, yeah. So, and then I get a job, and the guy started to say to me, wow, you know, you come with me now, you got a job, let's go. And I said, no, you brought me here to get a job, and you know.
And then he wants you
What do
to
you
go.
want then? Yeah, he said, no, you come with me in here, you know, you can't stay here. I want the job same time. And then it was me now auditioning people
Right.
about the Zulu dance and about the Zulu. I have a fully job now.
Uh-huh.
And then I said, you know, it was a very, it's a long story, I can say, because the
Mm.
man even go to my community. He said, I gave him the job, I put him there now, and he's working with the white people now, and he
I
doesn't
see.
recognize it. I said,
So
no,
he
I did
wanted you to
recognize it.
work with him.
Yeah, I said, did you? Because he didn't know even how to dance, how to sing. You know, it's those coconut white black people we call coconut. You know, because he didn't do anything at all.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I said to him, you should have told me. I should have taught you everything, and then now so you can get a job. Simple
Yeah.
as that.
Yeah.
I have a job. My uncle said, he said to him, get away. You got a job. You took him there, and he's got a job. Shut up. And
Let
then
it move.
and then read and then he shook. And my God, it's a long story. When I went on the stage, because he wanted to go on the stage with me, you know.
Mhm.
And then I said, okay, let's go then. And then he couldn't do anything. And then the producer said, sit down. Can you give me a chance? Because they can tell he can't
Yeah,
dance.
who can do? Yeah, who is shaping and who is doing
Yeah,
everything?
so I show my skills, and then I have a job. That's it. And
Yeah.
the job, it was not only dancing, it was only teaching other township people Zulu dance. And then
Okay.
that's where I started now having involved in Iphi N'tombi, and then now cutting the costumes for them as well, and design the costume for them. And you know what I mean? It was like now another workshop, which I was not paid for that. I was just paid for my wages only. And it was a good money. It was a first production in South Africa, be paid properly, you know.
Yeah.
And then we were paid on the weekend, you know. Those time the police and doctors, they were not getting the money we were getting. So why it's true. And then now after that, it was announced the Iphi N'tombi is going to overseas and tour. You know, I said, wow. You know, we always have a dream. We're going to see black people overseas. You know, specific. We used to think about everything on the overseas is America. We didn't know America is another country.
Yeah.
And where we are going as well, we're going to Britain. You know, and then so anyway, that's it. And then I was in it fully. But when I get to London, and Iphi N'tombi, it's a long story. We went to tour all over the world. We went to, even Iphi N'tombi went to Hollywood, Broadway,
amazing.
Anywhere in the world, I can say it. There's a record. Actually, there's a page now in Iphi N'tombi. The group and the guy we are in California, you know, we communicate with them. They put a page now. We put a lot of photos, you know, the history of Iphi N'tombi, you know.
Lovely.
And then last week they put my the photo, the video when I was doing the dancing. I don't know where do they get these videos.
Yeah.
So really, the end of Iphi N'tombi, that was now to me to exercise my skills that I brought it to Iphi N'tombi. I realized about, I have to say to you, what helped us, it was GLC time. When Iphi N'tombi just dropped and the GLC, and it was there, the county hall.
Greater London Council.
Arts. Yes, my dear. Oh,
GLA,
now,
Greater London Arts.
GLA, yes, it was called GLA. Yes. So I was very happy when you were talking about, I don't know who you are interviewing about, Steel and Skin.
Ben Badu.
It was not rap. Yeah,
he said, I told him that I'm in touch with you. He said, give me his number. I need to speak to him. So I have to, before I let you go, I have to give you his number.
Oh, you must do that. You must do that. And now, what happened when Iphi N'tombi finished? There was black people who were coming to see Iphi N'tombi from Ghana. There's a guy, it's called Felix Cobson. You know Felix Cobson, Akloa.
That's right, Akloa village.
And Akloa, and then he came to me straight away, Felix Cobson, and said, Elliot, Iphi N'tombi is finished. You know, what are you doing? Can you do another show? And like Iphi N'tombi, I said, of course, I can do it. I done it before.
Yeah.
And then he said, I can finance it. And really, it's very long and Felix, and I put all this, the group of Iphi N'tombi, and we start rehearse. It was called N'tombi, that group. And then the black people, because of there was a problem of managing, and it was the first time black people have a black manager like me, and as well to produce the whole things. They didn't want to listen to me. Every South African didn't want to listen to me, and you know what I done? I just resigned.
Wow.
I just resigned. When I resigned, which is a good thing, because. And then Felix Cobson said, no, you cannot resign. I know you in this group. I'm not going to terrorate about this. All right, leave them, form another group. I said, all right. And then I formed Utingo.
Utingo was beautiful. I really loved Utingo.
And then when I formed Utingo, I formed it from all my workshops. I was doing it in schools.
Yeah, the young people,
Young people, and I choose only Caribbean people, no South Africans. Right. Because I was coming from those egos from South Africans who knows too much. And I said, let me get Caribbeans who will love their culture. And I did.
Tell us a bit about what you're doing now.
Now, my sister, I've got a nickname which they're calling me, Magaya Adlele. It means I cook and eat my food. I cook and eat my own food. So
you're making your own food. Yeah.
Exactly. So how do I do that? I just choose any project and then packaging it and go for it.
Yeah.
So I've been doing festivals as well. South African Viva South Africa Festival, putting my community together. I done South African Fashion Week. So many things. I've done so many things. I work with Richard Branson. You remember? Utingo done a 10 days festival with actually it was a launch of Virgin Atlantic to Johannesburg.
Right.
So Richard Branson approached me to put the whole package together and put it. You remember London Arena?
Yes.
It was done there, everything. So I put the whole village and I called Felix and we built the village and to promote everything. And after that, he said, can you do another festival in my house? It's got a farmhouse in Oxford, next to Oxford. And I said, of course I can do. I said, put a budget, and I designed everything. I done it. So from there, I started now to do things like festival. But after that, I said, I'm fed up about festival now because it's a lot of hustle, bring artists, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
And then, so my last thing, which I'm doing now, is more heritage.
Okay.
Now, history, Zulu history, which is now, what I'm doing now, I'm doing, it's called Anglo-Zulu Wars, reenactment of Anglo-Zulu Wars. So that's my last one in Wales. Yes.
Yeah.
And that one was supported by Prince Charles, Prince of Wales.
Yeah.
And then if you go to Google, you'll see my photos with Prince Wales when I was showing him all the trophies in Brecon Museum.
Yeah.
So now I'm in that field now.
Amazing. So you said it's in Wales?
Yeah, I done it in Wales, but I done in Cardiff.
Okay.
The reenactment. It's on BBC. I've got a lot of interview on BBC as well.
Amazing.
But what is important, I realize about when the Prince Charles says to me, he wants me to teach young people about their own history. You know, I started to do that now, involving young people on the war to show how the war fought. Because the Zulus, they won the war 1879. It's called the Battle of San Juan. You know, in the film, the films,
That's
so
right.
my ambition, it was to change the history, because those films, they were showing us, they defeated us, which is wrong.
Yeah.
And so I started now to correcting that. So that's to say, no, 1879, actually, we defeated British people. It's another way around. So now everybody was interested. So the Zulu, the film, I boycott the whole things on BBC. So they must not play in that film anymore, because the truth of the 1875 British people, they were slaughtered by the Zulu people. So many, and then the Welsh regiment is a Welsh regiment who were more killed in the Battle of San Juan. So the Welsh, that's why I went to Welsh people, and the Welsh people said, where do you come from? We've been waiting things like this.
Okay, I want to ask you two last questions. What is your most memorable moment in your career as a dancer, artistic director? Can you think of anything that really stands out for you?
What makes me really to remember is only one thing, is what we're talking about with my friends. It's about how Iphi N'tombi was started. We're always talking about that.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the issue about how we get there, and because we grow up on the road with this group. And then people now, we got children who are Iphi N'tombi children, and then others there in Australia, others, because Iphi N'tombi, when it was going, it was leaving people all over the place. And now we are connected. And then talking about, how are you still there? Who is so and so? You know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah.
So I mean that now, and then actually you can't believe what happened. I've been burying it's like I'm a priest now, burying all the people, Iphi N'tombi people. In South Africa, one guy, Iphi N'tombi, just died. He was bringing another ashes for another one who died in London. And then when he gets there, he gets sick, and then he died. And I had to go again. It was amazing. So I have to do the whole things, you know, and it's amazing.
It's sad too, but how many were in the cast that came to London? You guys came in 70, was it 74, 75?
75, it was the November, the 11th of November, 75, 1975. You see my memory still works.
Yes, like Ben remembered when he came with Sankofa. I remember the day. So how many in the cast?
It was 30 people in the cast.
Wow.
Yes, it was 30 people in the cast.
And you were in the West End?
Yeah. Oh, don't talk about West End. Iphi N'tombi's got a big history in the record of Europe, I can say, because, you know, the most of we were lucky because the producers in London, which it was called Raycon Production, they own the theaters as well, Cambridge Theatre, and then the other theaters, a comedian theater. And then also they were owning Broadway in New York, 63rd Street. So they were taking us to those theaters connected with the theaters.
With Raycon, so,
from if you go to Google and find out Iphi N'tombi in Broadway, you will find us there. My name is there as well. You know.
Amazing.
And, so
amazing.
That's what happened in the West End. It was just changing all the time. We go on tour. because we end up in having two groups now. When we go on tour, the original one and the second company takes over where we left. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I wish we had something like that now. I really, really do, because we don't have a major company anymore.
We don't, but
no.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know
no
why.
Idea.
Because there's young people there. You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Dancers, people who are strong enough and ready enough. But we'll see. We'll see. We're not going to say never. Okay. Last but not least, what advice would you give to these young dancers coming up? These aspiring artistic directors that want to run their own companies and productions and so on. What advice would you give to them?
I will say it on this Black Lives Matters. It's a chance of the Black people, young people, to produce new musical, specific in history, on our history. Because anything what you bring is not about dancing. I always say when I teach my students, it's not about dancing. It's about music and dancing and acting and everything. Because and fully, we have to have the whole thing fully. Costumes, they're performing. Everything I have to perform. So musical, it tells the story. So as I'm saying, I'm in the history right now. What will be liberate Black people in London or in America is to go back to produce our history for young people, to know where they come from, to know who are there, because they got a diamond on their hand. And then we have it. We're still there. We're not dead. We can we can give them for free the history, and then they produce that. What is it? It's a history. They have to go for the history, and it will be liberating them.
Yeah, amazing.
Because we can bang drums, but the drums they get old, and then we even forget where we started. But the history will be there forever.
Forever. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much, Elliot. Thank you. I appreciate your time. And I just want to say, on behalf of all the dancers and the old Utingo audiences, Iphi N'tombi audiences, thank you so much for this interview. Bless you.
Wow. I will take them as well to wash it.